fast, stuffing them shits in the safe. Got me a spot out the way. Nigga just trying to be safe.
Let's get to sports talk.
Winner late against Karl Anthony Towns and the Timberwolves. So Janae, these are two of the best centers in the league. Jokic vanquishing both. I don't know. Has he taken the best center mantle to you? And again, I want to note, he got the top center spot in the All-NBA voting, but even coming into this season, especially when he came in carrying a little bit extra weight, people thought, ooh, Joel Embiid, ooh, Karl Anthony Towns. Did Jokic show what he's got?
I think Jokic is number 2.
Oh.
I know this might be a hot take. I have AD, even though he doesn't want to be a 5, I truly think he's best fit for a 5 position, especially when the Lakers are shooting. And the reason I go with AD is while Jokic might be the most empowering center, meaning he passes the ball extremely well.
You can't go with somebody that don't want to play center. Even though he could play that position and be the best at it, but he don't want to play it. You got to give it to a guy that actually plays it. Jokic coming back around and getting Denver back how they was. Winning games. When he dominant, the Nuggets are better. When he's not playing well, the Nuggets ain't going to play well. But you can't give it to a guy that don't want to play it. He simply just said, I don't want to play that position. So you can't really put him in the center category because he don't want to play it.
The only person that's done it better over consecutive seasons is Wilt Chamberlain. While he's in a great empowering center, he's the crux of their offense. Anthony Davis is just dominant. He's dominant. He changes the outlook of games right when he touches the floor. 26 points, 10 rebounds. His assist numbers are coming up, 3 assists per game. Even though AD does not want to be the 5, I like him as a 5 in this league because he can also get you that DPOY, but also MVP on the other end.
That is a sneaky take.
She's just cheating. That's not.
How's that cheating?
No, she's
That's cheating. LeBron's the best 5 in the league. If he played 5 all the time, he'd be better than every 5 out there. Yes, every single 5 in the league. See, it doesn't work like that. We got to pick the guy who actually plays center, Janae. Sorry, you can't go off
like
the menu.
6'11".
This isn't In and Out where you go to the secret menu and you say, I'm going to get the
Starbucks.
We'll have to find out from producer Schwartz where most of AD's All-NBA votes have been historically, because I'm not sure if they've been at center or forward.
That's interesting.
Either way, I've got an answer. That's not off the board. I'm going to go with Joel Embiid. He's still better because here's the reason, right? You can make an argument to me that Jokic is better overall offensively than Embiid. You can make the opposite argument as well, that Embiid is a better offensive player than Jokic. But what you cannot make is an argument that Embiid and Jokic...
Well, make Embiid better than Jokic at center. He can play both sides. He can play offense and defense. That's something Jokic can't play. That's his downfall, playing defense. He's not a good defender. He's a good offensive player. That's what made Embiid a complete center because he can play both sides of the basketball. Only thing that hold him back is his injuries. Other than that, he's a better center than Jokic because he play defense and offense. Jokic is only one dimension. He doesn't play offense. He's not that good at defense. That's the difference between him and Embiid. That's what made Embiid better than him.
Are equal defensively.
I agree.
Embiid is one of the greatest defensive players we have in this league, and Jokic, at best, still needs improvement. And that's, to me, is the difference when you're talking about overall impact, because they're both incredibly impactful offensively, but one of them is also incredibly impactful on the defensive end. I'm going Embiid 1, Jokic 2, and then Towns 3.
I agree with all of that.
And Davis is a power forward. We can list him with the power forward.
What matters most is who won the games, and Jokic won both of those games. I want to get to Dion Waiters because... yeah, you know why. He was suspended 10 games on Sunday after an incident on the team's plane. Woj and Brian Windhorst reporting that Waiters suffered a panic attack mid-flight after ingesting a THC-infused gummy. ESPN front office insider Bobby Marks believes Waiters' heat days are nearing an end. Listen to this.
I told an agent this. I would be stunned if we ever see Dion Waiters back on the court again. You know, in Miami. I would be really surprised just by, we always talk about culture down there, right? As far as him with, with the Heat culture there. So I guess kind of give your distance to him as far as him being part of this group here.
All right, Waiters also suspended for the season opener, remember, after publicly expressing frustration about his role with the team. I mean, do you agree with Bobby there? Now, Bobby made a point in this podcast saying it's a little bit of a poison contract. He just kind of expects some separation from the team as opposed to an immediate trade.
Right.
But Do you think that Waiters will ever put a Heat uniform on again on the court?
I think there's a chance. I think there's several things to remember. First of all, he got suspended for 10 games. Oh, surprise, surprise, now he can't hit.
He still will be part of that team. It just, you can't make mistakes like that. Because a team can only give you so many chances. Why would you eat an edible on the way to a game? And look, you had a panic attack and they didn't know what was going on with you until you told them you ate an edible on the way to the game. You can't do that. You ain't gonna get too many teams that gonna give you chances. You better straighten up or they will cut you. Only certain teams will give you another opportunity because they see the good player in you. They know the talent's there. It's just the mistakes that's what hurting you. Dion Waiters gave him a spark off the bench. He's a good scorer. But he keep making these mistakes right here. It could hurt him down the line. But right now, I feel like the Heat still going to keep on the team because he's a good piece to this team. But he can't keep making these mistakes after mistakes because it can hurt you. Ain't that many teams gonna give you another chance. After all these mistakes that you make, they will cut you. You can't eat an edible on the way to a game.
His bonus, which pays him $1 million plus for playing 70+ games. So that's great job, Andy. Great job, Pat. We're really working the contract situation there. But the reality is this: they're not good enough to tell him to go away, and also he's not good enough of an asset right now that you can trade him away without adding anything that you like to get him out of there. And also, 2 years, $25 million remaining on the contract. So not easy enough to part ways with, we'll just pay you to stay at home. So the reality is, while I agree that the Miami culture thing is huge, I think this is a culture at work, that zero tolerance. Same reason why James Johnson was suspended from training camp. He wasn't even allowed to get to the practice facility during that suspension. Same reason why Dion was suspended for that opener. They are showing that we have zero tolerance for the chicanery that's happened over the last couple of years, because Pat Riley said at the end of last year, that's done. Us giving up what defines us is over.
That makes sense, but I also think this could be a blessing in disguise for Dion Waiters, just because that 10-game period could actually recalibrate him. I know he's had issues with his teammates getting some shine, Kendrick Nunn, even Tyler Hero taking some minutes. Maybe that's exactly what he needs, a break to recalibrate his mind and win over his teammates again.
If he wants to play and be productive and all that, his best thing is to fall in line,
exactly,
contribute, and then they can trade him a lot easier. Because right now, they tried trading him earlier this year, and had no takers, and that was before all these issues.
And they're not going to have takers after this. Interesting note I learned from the hoop.
Because they don't want to deal with a person that's going to get in trouble off the court. They don't want that toxic be on their team and it could bring their team down. I'm not saying Waiters is a toxic player. I'm saying the mistakes that he's making him look like he is a toxic player if you bring him in that locker room.
Collective Podcast and Bobby Marks talking with Brian Windhorst was that even though he won't be paid that bonus, it still counts against Miami's cap this year.
Yeah. Shout out to Andy Slater, by the way.
Hard cap.
Andy Slater, shout out to him.
Always. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN